It's officially fall. It's September 25th today. It's gonna take me longer to load this because we're having marching band season. And I'm going to show you the very, very bare garden. Okay, the peppers are gone, and so I just have a couple herbs sitting here. The peppers have been gone for quite a while now. And the strawberries will be overwintered. We're still getting a few, but it's getting cold, so they're not ripening super great at this point. Then over here, I planted some radish in both sides of the beds. The tomatoes were here, and I've pulled the tomatoes out, but the radishes were planted about 35 days ago. These were a purple variety, and they're just not really forming super well in the soil, so I don't know if that's the variety or something that's going on. This is the crazy bed that always has problems. Okay, so this is giant, but I don't see any of the radish coming up, so let's see what's under here. It's like a radish carrot. I don't think it's supposed to look like that. The beans kind of exploded again and started producing a lot, and since it's cooler, I've just been coming out every couple days to get a bunch of beans. But I did have some, oh, Gus is eating beans. I did have some that, the ones over here that kind of died, so I pulled those. And then I don't think I started my carrots in time, so I don't think I'm gonna get any carrots. They're supposed to be 60-day, but they're obviously way too small. So I don't think they're gonna make it before it freezes. So here's where my very few kohlrabi have been surviving, but I have been having grasshopper and moth issues. And it still hasn't completely gone away, but I covered them with actually these berry covers to try to help a little bit. And you can see the leaves are still getting all eaten up, but I think there'll be, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 kohlrabi, but they are taking a long time as well. And then I have some potatoes coming up again in here. So I obviously missed collecting some potatoes. When the kohlrabi wasn't doing so well, I planted some red radish in here. If you can see it. These have been doing a lot better than the other ones in the other bed. I've already pulled a whole bunch of them out. Oh no! Look, here's more potatoes. What did I do? Oh my gosh. Do you think those will last over the winter? My only surviving spinach is in this pot, and a bunch of them didn't survive. Otherwise, insects got all of the other places I planted it. So that's interesting. I still have some oregano going. And then in these pots, I still have cilantro. You can see that's going to seed, and basil. So my main watermelon plant is over here, and I cut down a lot of the vine was coming up and kind of weaving itself into the fence. I cut that down because it was attracting deer to come right up to the fence, which is my arch nemesis here. So we've pulled a bunch of watermelon, but then a bunch more have started growing. So I don't know, there's about 5 of them. I don't know if they're gonna make it in time, but it would be super exciting to be able to still get some watermelon into October. But you can see some of them are, like this one's really little. But I'm just gonna let them go as long as they can go. The honeydew melon has still been going. So again, we're just gonna try to see if we can get those all to come out. Or, you know, as far as we can get them to grow. Oh no, guys, look, this one's split. Well, not shocking. We've got too many melons. So here and there is where we have 2 new beds. We have to double check the measurements, and then what will happen is, excuse me Gus, I will cut out this liner underneath, and I'm very curious to see how far, this is one of the squash, I'm very curious to see how far the roots go down into, because this is open underneath this cloth bag. So that'll be really fun to see. And then we'll fill it with wood chips and then just kind of some of the extra soil from the stuff around here. And that will happen with that one as well. Then I've already transpotted my little blueberries, and I'm just gonna leave them out here for a little while until it starts to freeze, and then I'll move them inside the porch. And then everything else here is just holding dirt, basically. So it actually looks like I have to pull all those honeydew melons. 2 of them split, and one of them was just not even sitting on the vine anymore. So that happened quickly because I've been coming out every day and like lightly tugging on them and they wouldn't move. So I'm not sure how that happened so quickly. So one of the things that is maybe interesting or maybe not interesting at all is that I can't, or maybe the better thing is can't mulch with straw, because I have a pretty bad allergy to straw and hay because it's made from alfalfa or other grasses, and grasses are a really bad allergy of mine. So whenever I'm around like hay or straw, I tend to puff up. So like as a kid and even as an adult, I would never go on a hay ride, kind of a deal. That would be very uncomfortable. So I can't have hay in here. So what we actually do is every time I mulch with wood chips from our property. Now I am allergic to many trees, but the chips don't have, I don't know, quite the same problem as the hay does. There's something about the hay and maybe the dust from the straw in the air that really gets to me. But the chips, as long as I have gloves on when I'm handling them, I generally don't have problems with them. I don't know what's different about them. So I'm going to be trying to mulch my strawberry bed with the chips to see if that will help. I know everything I've read says to use straw, and I can't use straw. So everything's going to be covered with a layer of wood chips. We get like horrendously strong winds here, which has blown out a lot of the soil and material in the beds. Before I've mulched with leaves, and within a couple weeks the leaves are all gone. So I'll put a really thick layer of wood chips down, and then I will wet them down, and that actually keeps pretty well through the winter. There were a couple pots I tried that on last time, and then all the pots will go inside. So so that's kind of up, that's next. Everything's gonna have to be pulled pretty soon, so I don't know if we'll get everything out of here that I planted, but it just kind of seems like it's bonus stuff right now anyway, if anything is growing, because I didn't expect to be September 25th and still having some stuff coming out, which is mainly radishes. And yeah, so I don't think I'll be out here in October, but maybe I will. Maybe I will come out in October and show you what it looks like winterized. I guess we'll call it winterized, because I think I should have that done in the next month, but we will see.